Why do you all get stuck in this one corner? No. Carrot guy. No. This is really close up, guys. Come on. I want to have a speak. I would like to have a conversation with my carrot self. There he is. Thank you. Alright, Marvin. I'm back. Hello and welcome to the realm of Midgard. I'm Dew Mountain and this is episode 7 from our world. I hope everyone's going alright. And yeah, been a little bit busy between episodes, but I'll get into that in a minute. Last episode, we were on the search for a mending villager by the name of Marvin. Now, Marvin has been kept very, very safe as I've tried to get up a few more emeralds to sort of get a bit more mending on some more of my gear. But while we've been doing that, I was a little bit busy and started doing some some building off camera. And sort of decided to give Marvin and all of his friends a new home, which if I spin around, you can sort of just see it there in the background. It's not quite finished yet, sort of put a few more chests in there to store the items, of which we'll be trading with the villagers, and some of the villagers just have a job for the sake of trying to get some more iron golems, because if you remember in episode 1, Mr. Pro Ranger sort of has a little bit of a score to settle with them. So yeah. Alright, so let's go over and sort of check out what I've built up between the episodes, and then we'll get stuck into what we're going to do today. Alright, let's cut over magically into the new villager housing. Alright, that amazing cutscene has led us to the front of the villager house, which for the time being I've kind of left as a very big open plan. But that was kind of because I sort of liked a bit of how it looked, but I've got to get a bit more of feedback from Athika and Ranger, so yeah, and obviously you guys sort of let me know what you think. But if we spin around, we've got a nice big open entrance here, a bit of a standard sort of roofish top. We can go through, always make sure to close the gate, and I've done this sort of little bit of a, you can see the wall and the whole wall from the outside, got words. But we got a bit of the brick and the andesite and a bit of the cobblestone and that to sort of break up from the support level and then into a bit more of the walling of the oak there. Now, bit of lag. Done a bit of the same with the flooring, sort of like what we did over in the storage hut. And we've given them a nice white carpet to sort of keep their feet on when they're inside. As you can see, we've got Marvin over here, his new friends. How's it going, Marvin? Oh, I think I've interrupted something. I'll leave you on your own. But yeah, so now we've got our villagers getting bread down there, up there and falling down here. Now, one thing I didn't really mention last episode was I had to change those chains to glass panes, so that way the villagers could sort of stand on there and get the food a bit easier. But yeah, that was the only sort of change that I made there. And they've got two little entrances to the sort of their, backyard, front yard. Still got to do a bit more decoration here. As you can see, I've just sort of plonked a few chests to put some sort of basic stuff to trade with them. And yeah, I've got this carrot guy over here who's been saying a lot of love. And yeah, now there is a little side gate over here, but I'm just going to not be able to get to it, so we'll go back out through the front door. See you guys. Alright, so have a bit of food to eat. Hello, sir. Now, in today's episode, we are going to be working on the blacksmith that Athika and I were talking about having right in between our house. Now up here is going to be build a little basic sort of hut or open sort of setup for a blacksmithing area. But then I plan to go a bit underground and set up sort of a super smelter. It's not going to be massive. It might be like maybe 10 furnaces down there or something like that. But just something to sort of smelt up a bit quicker than the standard one furnace setup. We're talking about setting up a cobblestone generator to have over here too, so that'll come in handy to see a bit of basic blocks to sort of help structure up some stuff and whatnot. Yeah, I'm going to now destroy this house behind me and then sort of plan out a little bit down here where I want to dig down to and sort of get the bare bones of where we're going to place this. So I'm going to cut away, do all that, and then I'll bring you back in. The house is gone, and I have now dug up a hole under the ground there to sort of lay out where we want this to go. Now, I'm sort of doing a rough plan of how I want this to look out, so I'll give you a little show of what I'm thinking of. Alright, you head down a beautiful ladder. It's really not much to look at all, but this is the idea. So I want our input chest for our items we want to smelt, and then our input chest for our fuel. Now I've got the output chest here for obviously what's coming out, and I've marked with white wool where I want the furnaces to go. So I know that I'm going to need a line of hoppers feeding into each one of these furnaces with a railway track running across of it. And what we're going to need is to sort of break into here. We're going to have to place a hopper under this chest feeding into a minecart, which might have to be sitting, say, here. And then we're going to have to snake it up. I've got this here. Let's just try and make this a little bit easier to help us work out where we're snaking it up to. Perfect. So we've got to snake it up onto this block here, because this is where it'll go. So the line will have to snake up here and sort of come around sort of this shape, do a little U-turn here, to where we want it to overshoot it by 1. So it comes out here before bouncing back, so it can get a bit more of a even distribute. This isn't going to be by far the smoothest, almost perfect close up furnace, but it's going to work for us. And then we're going to need to do a very similar thing over here, where we're going to need to take, might come out from here, feed across. Now if I go down, it's going to want to go on top of just here. So then there will be, because if I break that one, that's where our hoppers are going to go into. So we'll have to snake this all the way around again to feed it all in. And then obviously underneath here, we're just going to get a row of hoppers all leading back in and around. Oh, give me a break. Back into this chest. So I got a bit of a work set out for me. That's the plan. Let's try now to just bring you in and have it all done without any hiccups. Alright, just grab myself a few mending books because we're still sort of trying to get that on the gear. Let's head over to Athika's enchanting house and use the anvil over there. Alright. I do sort of like how this is coming up. Mushrooms are really growing. Oh, someone up in AFK. What? What? It's gone. Athika has been busy. Alright, so he did message saying that he's moved this, but I didn't think he'd moved it that quick. Alright, let's go and head over to Athka's new sort of area to sort of use the anvil then. Probably spoilers, but I don't think you'll mind too much. Let's head there. Close the door. Jeez. Yes, you can see it coming up. Ooh. I think he said that this is still a work in progress, but it's coming up really nice. Like that. Ooh, anvil's just here, sweet. I don't need to spoil anymore. I can just quickly use this. Now my helmet really needs a bit of mending on it. How's my other gear going? It's looking alright. What else we got? So my shovel's got it. It's just my sword. Well then, on you go. It's now just our chest plate, pants, and boots that need mending, and we are all good. Woo! Alright. Back to the blacksmith. Alright, so I've done a bit of snaking around with the rails to sort of make the track work a bit smoother than I'd like it, but it's going alright. We're going to now go down and run our first test to see if this works. I've gathered up a bit of coal and I'm going to try and do this stack of cobblestone to see if we can do this without any hiccups. Alright. Whew. Let's go give it a go. Put it down. Alright, now that we're in the little maze, it's nowhere near decorated yet. You can kind of see what we've got going on. Here's all our output hoppers going into this one chest. You've got our input hoppers going straight in. And we come around here, you can see we've got all of our fuel furnaces around the side. Now, I had to do a little bit of, jump up here, a little bit of snaking to sort of make this one run smoother, so it wasn't sort of coming straight up, you know, the easy way of just coming straight up and out. No, I've made it a bit more difficult for myself and had to spend a bit of time chasing around these rails and changing their direction. So let's go ahead. Oop, first mistake, I didn't break the blocks above the chest. Hopefully nothing went in there. I'll do that too. It's not going to break anything, I hope, because I didn't really think this through. Yeah, no, I did. It's all fine. So we'll probably put some upside down stairs up there, but for now, let's chuck in our cobblestone in there, and we'll chuck in a few stacks of coal in here. Alright, give this a bit of a minute. Now, oh, that's already emptied out. Now, I know you could set up a system so it will detect, you know, whether or not this is still full and going around, but they always break for me. I can never set one up right. Hopefully, in this series, we might get one set up right. But for now, we're just going to flick a lever and leave it on until we're done. Alright, let's flick the lever and see if our first test is a success. Let's go with the coal first. You can see that going all the way around. Whew. Alright, let's let that do it. Let's see. We got some coal in here? We do. Alright. That's all looking pretty good. Alright. Let's go. Around there. Yeah. Is it going to come back up? Perfect. Right, let's stop this one and see how it's going at the moment. Picked up cobblestone thing. We're going to let that keep going. Now that tells me that this is probably almost done. And they're already feeding in. It works. Now we just need to prettify it all up. Prettify. Oh, that's a new word now, I guess. And then work on the top layer as well. Get that all running up. Because remember, this is supposed to be a blacksmith, so we'll sort of make it a little bit more dirty over here, have a bit of a lava sort of setup where he's been forging some tools and whatnot. But yeah, so now we've got all the functional side of that working. I'm going to go away, do a bit of decoration, and bring you back in. Would you look at that? It's as though I haven't done any work at all. But I have. I've just been stuck working in the underground part. So let me show you the decoration and that sort of stuff that I've done at the moment. And then I promise I'll start working on the blacksmith area. Alright, let me show you. So we head down, it's a bit of a ladder. Go to the first sort of floor here. As you can see, we've got a bit of armor on display from what the blacksmith would have been making. And here's that sort of cobblestone generator that I mentioned we wanted to sort of make here, so it was out of the way but we could still have it. And it's working away nicely, and the blocks just go there. Pick up any extra stragglers, throw them in. Got a bit of storage there, and cutting stone. Then we've got, I thought this was good, just put a little armor stand here going, this is the one you put your fuel in, guys. Could have used like a an item frame, but put a bit more armor on this guy too, sort of show off of what this blacksmith's capable of making. Advertise while he's down here, I guess. But if we spin around, you can see I've used a lot of spruce and stripped dark oak wood around here for the sort of little bit of a building. Got some, I'll switch around, some lanterns up here. Covered these up with the spruce trapdoors, which I really sort of like. And now I've left these three here sort of exposed for, just to sort of look nice. But it's really because I've got the trapdoor here. I just cannot put one here, which is going to really wreck it up a bit. So, yeah, unfortunately, I've just sort of left it like that. You can still sort of see the minecart come around there, which is good. Oh no! What did I forget? I just forgot a block here. Wow. That's all it takes, guys. It's just one block. Let's fix this up with a... Need that many. Alright, so you can see that it's going around there. Now let's make sure this one's working too. Should see it climbing up here. There we go. I really like the way sort of the life of the minecarts moving around goes. So that's what we've got so far. The underworking, sort of the semi super smelter. It's not really a super smelter, but it smelts them quick. And a bit of a cobblestone generator down there too. So now I'm thinking we're going to build up here somewhere where we can be working on gear. So obviously we'll have some anvils and some smithing tables to upgrade for some netherite gear when we get that. And yeah, I still want to sort of keep a little bit of that lava pool, maybe sort of just here, but I've got to be a bit careful because I know Athika's house goes down a level as well. With all of his pets that he's... Filbert. He's got a fair bit of pets there. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so you can see that Athika's now pulled down the old enchanting area. We've sort of marked this area out here now. I think we might put our cows and just a few random sheep and pigs, sort of build up the farmland sort of here. That was a bit of that thought process there, which went on, it would have been last night when of recording of this, when I was building all that decoration down there. Athika sort of came online and pulled this down. So yeah, there's been a fair bit going on the realm lately. It's really good to see. So I'm going to stop putting it off and start working on this blacksmith. So be back shortly. Welcome back. We have now finished doing our sort of decorating for the blacksmith and sort of built up the area a little bit. Now I'm going to admit right now that I do not think that this is my most amazing build or anything like that I've done, and it definitely still needs a little bit of work. Now, why it needs a little bit of work is because behind mine and Athika's house back there, we're going to put in a little bit of like a lake and a waterfall that's going to flow out through the wall and all that sort of thing. So There's a bit of terraforming and decoration that needs to go on behind it, and obviously I'm going to be sort of rebuilding my little starter house there to fit the theme of how this village is turning out, and I believe Athka's going to do the same. So what we've got there is something that's sort of snuzzled in a little spot, and it looks like it's going to fit really nicely when we start getting all the surroundings sort of built up. So without any more delays, let's go and check out what I have done. Alright, let's spin around here. I've got a new little path that I'm sort of toiling with the idea, leading it up to our blacksmith station. Got a nice sturdy platform to sort of work off of, with our lava pit to sort of help forge our metals together, and gold and iron. We've got our smithing table, one over there, one over there. We've got an anvil and obviously a cauldron with some water to sort of quench the steel in, and that. These armor stands sort of showing off a little bit of what's been made here already, to sort of give it a little bit of life and a little bit of lore sort of to this whole thing. And yeah, I've sort of got these little fire pits going because I really do like just how the smoke particles, it sort of adds a bit more, makes this feel like it's actually being used. For the one there behind underneath the lava, I've sort of just dug down a little bit, put a hay bale and a campfire on top of it, then let the lava run over the top of that to let the smoke still be able to shoot up into the air. Everything sort of below is all still looking very much the same, but we'll just go and check it all out to do a little final wrap up. You can see I've put in a little railing around here leading down. If we walk, actually before you just go down, a little sidetrack, got this as a nice little wall using these spruce trapdoors. Now as you can see here, this is what I was talking about with sort of built up a bit of the terraform for the area for where we're thinking probably somewhere up there is the water's going to come down from an underground sort of water pool, whatever you want to call it, running it down through here. So done a little bit of the terraforming, but we've got to sort of really plan out how this is going to go before we can work on that. Let me just jump back over here. Alright, so yeah, we've got our little railing, protect us from falling off. We head down, we've still got the same sort of old cobblestone generator area. I've got to go back through and sort of cover up these again here with the right half slab, but that's easy enough fixed. And then nothing down here has really changed at all. Sort of get some clothes on our guy telling us where we've got to put our fuel. But yeah, so with this all finished up now, I think this is where we're going to call it. As I said, I know this isn't the most fanciest or grand build at all, but it's a starting point to serve a purpose. It's going to help us really lay out this sort of side of the path here where Athka and my house is, and yeah, really good starting points, I think. Alright guys, so with that said, if you've made it this far into the video, thank you very, very much, and until next time,